Let them eat cake.
France in the late 18th century teetered on the edge of collapse. While the common people starved, a dynasty clung to its divine right. But a revolution was coming, one that would bring an ancient regime crashing down.
France's economy was shattered. Decades of mismanagement, wars, and extravagant spending by the crown had driven the country into crippling debt. The king's advisors proposed higher taxes, but it was the poor who paid the price. The nobility and clergy remained untouchable, much like the corrupt elite, military generals, and feudals in many nations today who prosper while their citizens suffer. While France starved, the monarchy remained willfully ignorant of the people's plight. The queen, Marie Antoinette, became the face of this indifference. When told that the peasants had no bread to eat, she is said to have responded coldly, "Let them eat cake."
The Estates General, called in desperation by Louis XVI, sought to resolve the financial crisis. But instead, it exposed the fault lines dividing France. The Third Estate, representing the common people, demanded change, an end to the monarchy's control. This mirrors the demands of the marginalized in today's societies, where calls for justice echo from those oppressed by feudal-like systems.
Amid the growing unrest was Raphael, a soldier in the king's army. He had sworn loyalty to the crown, but the suffering of the people began to weigh on his conscience. The sight of peasants like Anna, struggling to survive, stirred something deep within him. Anna, the daughter of a poor farmer, lived in a village ravaged by famine. Their worlds could not have been more different, but in the fires of revolution, their paths would cross in ways neither could have foreseen.
I see what the people go through every day, Anna. The pain, the hunger. It gnaws at me like a blade. But when I look at you, for a moment it all fades away.
You're not like the others. I see it in your eyes. The soldiers, they serve the king without question. But you, there's a fire inside you. A fire that could burn down this world of cruelty.
I've made my decision. I won't fight for the king anymore. I'll fight for the people, for you. We could build something new, Anna. A world where we're free.
I never thought I could dream of such a world. But with you, it feels real. It feels possible.
If you're moved by these stories of revolution and change, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button if you believe in the power of history to shape our future, and drop a comment below. What moment from the revolution inspires you the most? Your voice is part of this conversation. Let's keep history alive, together.
On July 14, 1789, the people of Paris struck a decisive blow. The Bastille, a fortress symbolizing the monarchy's tyranny, became the focal point of their anger. This was the moment when words turned into action, and Raphael and Anna were among those who took up arms.
We can't stop now, Raphael. This is just the beginning.
We'll take this fortress, Anna. For you. For everyone who suffered under the king's rule.
Raphael, once a soldier of the king, now fought to bring down the very forces he had once served. His transformation was complete, and alongside Anna, he became part of the people's fight for justice and liberty.
We did it, Raphael. The Bastille is ours.
This is just the start, Anna. A new France begins today.
The fall of the Bastille ignited a nationwide revolt. It was the birth of a new France, one where the people would no longer be ruled by fear and oppression. Raphael and Anna, united in their love and in their fight, stood at the heart of this transformation.
Raphael and Anna were betrayed. Caught by royal forces, they were branded traitors. Their love had carried them this far, but it would not save them from the revolution's guillotine. Together, they faced their end with quiet defiance, hand in hand. On a cold morning, the guillotine came down, claiming the lives of two lovers whose hopes for a new France died with them.
By October, the people's anger reached its boiling point. Thousands of women, desperate for food, marched to Versailles. They stormed the palace, forcing the king and queen to return to Paris as prisoners of the revolution. But the fall of the monarchy was not just the work of the angry crowds. It was also orchestrated from within. Maximilien Robespierre, once a provincial lawyer, had become one of the revolution's most powerful voices. Known as the Incorruptible, Robespierre was a champion of the people's cause, relentlessly pushing for the monarchy's end.
Robespierre believed that the monarchy could not coexist with liberty. He argued that Louis XVI must be held accountable for the suffering he had allowed, and with his passionate oratory, he rallied the people and the National Assembly against the king. It was Robespierre who pushed for the trial of Louis XVI, and when the time came, he stood as one of the king's most vocal accusers. In January 1793, Louis XVI was executed. The monarchy had fallen, and with it, the world of kings and empires had been challenged. Robespierre's vision of a republic had come to pass, but the revolution had only just begun. Marie Antoinette, once the Queen of France, found herself imprisoned. Her gilded life at Versailles was over. The same people who once adored her now saw her as a symbol of oppression. Marie Antoinette's life had always been one of excess and grandeur. She was the queen of fashion and indulgence, but the revolutionaries now saw her as the embodiment of everything wrong with the monarchy. Her foreign birth, her extravagant spending, and her perceived indifference to the suffering of the people made her an easy target.
Let them eat cake.
In October 1793, Marie Antoinette was tried for high treason by the Revolutionary Tribunal. Her fate had been sealed long before the trial began. The charges, which included conspiring with foreign powers and draining France's coffers, were enough to condemn her in the eyes of the revolution.
On October 16, 1793, Marie Antoinette was led to the guillotine. Once the most powerful woman in France, she now faced the same fate as countless others during the Revolution. As she stood before the blade, she offered no final words of defiance. With her execution, the monarchy's final symbol of excess was destroyed.
Out of the ashes of the revolution rose a new leader, Napoleon Bonaparte. A military genius, he seized power, bringing an end to the years of instability. France, weary of bloodshed, now turned to him as its new hope.
The revolution had reshaped France, but at a cost few could have imagined. The monarchy had fallen, but so too had countless lives. The ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity still burned bright, but the path to a truly free nation would be long and treacherous. In the end, the revolution was not the end of tyranny, but the beginning of a new chapter.
The French Revolution may have ended, but its impact lives on, echoing through history and inspiring movements for justice and equality even today. But the story doesn't stop here. To uncover more untold histories, to explore the world-changing events that shaped our present, and to continue learning about the forces that drive revolution and change, subscribe now. Join us by sharing your comments on this journey through time, where past and present collide, and where history's lessons shape our future.